Coming in at number 93, we have New York Jets safety Marcus Maye, who, man, just had a great year last year. I don't even really know what else to say about him. He's a guy that, from a statistical standpoint, posted career highs or at least tied them in INTs, forced fumbles, tackles, pass deflections, sacks, QB hits, tackles for loss, pressures, everything and anything under the sun. From a statistical point of view, Marcus Maye appeared to get better at, right? And, you put on the film, and I think you see something similar as the Jets really, in the absence of Jamal Adams, have, entrusted Maye with a much larger role on their defense, right? They're allowing him to kind of do a little bit of everything, whereas before it was, Jamal, you're the in-the-box downhill attacker against the run. Marcus, you're mostly going to be that deep free safety playing against the pass. Well, now Maye's doing a little bit of everything, and he's doing it at a really freaking high level. So let's hop into the film and just see some of that in action. And for that, I would say the best place to start with Maye is his athleticism. The speed, acceleration, quickness, change of direction, all those things that I think are required if you want to be one of the top safeties in the league. Maye certainly has them, but in a little bit of an interesting way, right? You're looking at a guy who, if you go back to the combine when he was coming out for the draft in 2017, he looked like a pretty average athlete for the position. However, I think that actually helped train the mental side of the game even more, perhaps, right? Where, if you're an average athlete, the only way for you to make some of these plays on time is you have to, improve your ability to read and react and, see these visual cues and pounce on them, essentially, right? And in that regard, I think Maye's done a good job at training that side of the game. But now that, in an NFL weight room with an NFL, strength and conditioning staff, I really do think he's becoming one of the best athletes, right? So now you combine that interesting mix of high-level athleticism that he's worked for, as well as the high IQ and awareness that he's gained from all those reps he's taken where he wasn't necessarily the best athlete. I think that things are just kind of coming into place now as a 28-year-old, truly, I would say, in the midst of his prime. And probably the most prominent area of his game that's been impacted by that newfound mix is his pass coverage ability, which, we did see when Jamal was there, but now they're going to use him in, a little bit of more man-to-man situations where, hey, just line up on this slot receiver or face this tight end in the box, while also playing him, as you see there, in that deep zone role. He also wouldn't be as successful in that role if he didn't have the ball skills that he does, right? That's one thing that makes him incredibly unique in terms of the concentration, the hand-eye coordination, the timing required to do such a great job coming down with not only, this butt interception, but all the various pass deflections and INTs that he's coming up with at the catch point, really over these last couple years, right? Because we've always known he's pretty good, but I think last year we just saw him continue to build upon that, right? This rep here, you look at a great job, initially maybe gets turned around a little bit, but then you see all those athletic traits, and then you see the ability to go up, climb the ladder, and have perfect timing knocking that ball out of the sky. Just beautiful stuff. And, to kind of piggyback off that last slide where I think you saw great range, he has range as both a pass defender as well as a run defender, right? And that's what you're going to see on some of these plays, just sideline to sideline to the highest of levels. And typically that's a linebacker term, but I'm going to use it for Maye because, with that role he was playing with the Jets, it wasn't incredibly different from that of a linebacker at times, right? You're going to see on some of these plays, maybe not this one. This is just a beautiful tipped interception, but you're going to see on a lot of these plays, they're playing him as sort of that third linebacker in the box. So they're playing him as more that strong safety, that nickel corner, or, as you're going to have on this one, more of that deep free safety. But regardless, I just think he thrives in the role due to, again, that combination of athletic traits and high mental training that's clearly evident, right? When you talk about somebody's quickness to read and react, right? You just look at somebody diagnosing the play, and it's tough to find somebody doing it much faster than Marcus Maye, right? And in that regard, just to kind of close things down here, he's incredibly efficient in terms of his finishing and tackling as well. I think this was a big question mark. We all thought this was Jamal Adams' thing, being that in-the-box guy that can, take down a running back one-on-one in the box. It's also proven to be a Maye thing as well, right? It's just another one of these examples where, I don't want to say that Jamal overshadowed Maye, but I think his role kind of overshadowed what Maye was capable to do, right? And hopefully you guys have kind of seen that, whether you're a Jets fan. I think you guys saw that last season, or if you guys are, a little bit newer to Marcus Maye, I'm sure that you're seeing it now, right? Because, most prototypical ball hawk free safeties as we thought Maye was. They're not making plays like this, right? They're not being asked to blitz and, get pressure and ultimately bring down Josh Allen, right? That's just not a part of their repertoire, right? But in that regard, Maye's thrived in this role accordingly. And if he's able to continue to put together seasons like 2020, he's going to continue to catapult up this list, right? Usually that's what I like to talk about here. How does this player move up in my mind? And with Maye, it's just more of the same, right? It's proved last year wasn't a fluke, and continue to build upon it, because we do have 3 years of very solid tape on him, when Jamal Adams was there, but now prove that you're that guy that we saw in 2020 post Adams, and I'll continue to reward you accordingly by just jumping you up this list, right? Because last year, as I said, was definitely a top, I would say, 50 season, one of the best seasons of any safety in the league, maybe a little bit overshadowed because, he was on that bad Jets team, but regardless, just a great year. Hopefully he can continue to string together more of them. But if you want to see me string together more videos, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe so you're always in the loop with my future uploads, because for today, I'm mic'd up, now I'm mic'ing out. Peace, guys. See you next time.